सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरम्।
Sarvavid. Me only, Narayan.
Ramandulaji.
Okay. Sarvavidyanta gocharam. Sarvavidyanta siddhanta gocharam tamagocharam.
गोविन्दं परमानन्दम्
Govindam paramanandam.
सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
Sadgurum pranatosmyaham.
दुर्लभं त्रयमेवैतत्
Labham trayame vaitat.
देवानुग्ररहेतुकम्।
Devanugraha hetukam.
मनुष्यत्वं मुमुक्षुत्वम्
Manushyatvam mumukshutvam.
महापुरुषसंश्रयः
Mahapurusha samshrayaha.
लब्ध्वा कथञ्चिन्नरजन्म दुर्लभम्
Labdva kathanchit narajanma durlabham.
तत्रापि पुंस्त्वं श्रुतिपारदर्शनम्।
Tatrapi punstam shruti paradarshanam.
यस्वात्ममुक्त्यै न यतेतमूढधीः
Yasvatma muktyai nayate tamudhadhihi.
स ह्यात्मः स्वं विनिहन्त्य सद्ग्रहात्।
Sahyatmaha swam vinihantya sadgrahat.
पठन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान्
पठन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान्
कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः।
कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः
आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः
आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः
न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि।
सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि
चित्तस्य शुद्धये कर्म
चित्तस्य शुद्धये कर्म
न तु वस्तूपलब्धये।
न तु वस्तूपलब्धये
वस्तुसिद्धिर्विचारेण
तु सिद्धिर्विचार्येण
न किञ्चित् कर्मकोटिभिः।
न किञ्चित् कर्म कोटिभिः
अतो विचारः कर्तव्यः
तो विचारः कर्तव्यः
जिज्ञासोरात्मवस्तुनः।
जिज्ञासोरात्मवस्तुनः
समासाद्य दया सिन्धुम्
समासाध्य दया सिन्धुम्
कुरुं ब्रह्मविदुत्तमम्।
रुं ब्रह्मविदुत्तमम्
अधिकारिणमाशास्ते
अधिकारिणमाशास्ते
फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः।
फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः
उपाया देशकालाद्याः
उपायादेशकालाध्याय
सन्त्यस्मिन् सहकारिणः।
सन्त्यस्मिन् सहकारिणः
साधनान् यत्र चत्वारि
साधनान् यत्र चत्वारि
कथितानि kathitani manishibihi.
कथितानि मनीषिभिः.
There is a spelling mistake here, I think.
Yeah, we
Kathitani.
corrected. Vivekamarji.
Yeshu satsveva sannishta
येषु सत्सेव सन्निष्ठा
yadabhavena siddhyati.
यदभावेन सिद्ध्यति.
So, starting from shloka number 7, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is giving a detailed list of what we call adhikaritvam. We talk about it all the time, but here he makes it easy and makes it explicit what this adhikaritvam is. Means who is qualified for studying Advaita Vedanta. We saw in the last class, generally for any pursuit there is a qualification. Okay, anything we do. If I want to cook, I need to have some basic qualification. Which is I must be an adult or I must be something like that. Somebody who can be trusted with a knife in hand. All these things are there. And who can drive, some qualification is there. Who can climb a mountain, some qualification you must have. The other day somebody said they were they had been working on the computer for the last so many years and now the body is out of shape. So they signed up with some kind of a trekking group and they gave them some big homework. You next 3 weeks, this is going to be your schedule. Every day you must walk so many whatever kilometers. Then you must do this. You must diet must change. Everything is good. At least by paying money, we should improve our health. If we can't do it ourselves, so at least give dakshina to somebody and make them do the hard work. Otherwise, we won't listen. So qualification. So for the trekking, you have to be qualified, and this is the qualification. So like this, every field of study there is qualification. Now, suppose you you want to do a homa at home. Okay, you bought a house and then you want to do a graha pravesha. Graha pravesha. Now you call the purohit. The purohit will come and fix the date and then do the karma. Okay, do the karma. Now, what is the qualification? Yeah, there is an implied qualification. What is the implied qualification? You have to be a grahastha to be qualified. Grahastha means married person. What if I'm single? If you say, okay, single people, if you, I don't know if you noticed this, our purohits don't mingle so much with single people. You know why? Because they don't have any karma. They have to do their sandhya vandanam. Did you do your sandhya vandanam or not? That's it. Don't come to me. If you can't do it, that's your problem. Okay. But all these other karmas are all you have to be married. So married is the only qualification. They won't say, do you have viveka, vairagyam is there or not? Huh? Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti is there. Only then you can do this Navagraha Homa. Nobody will say all these things. Why? Because that is not a qualification. Qualification is you must be married. Okay, Vaidika. Some traditional people will only work with Vaidikas. The other people, Christians, Muslims, and all, if they come along, they don't know how to deal with such people. They really don't know. They just don't know, period. And they will just, some of them will just walk away. No, I don't know. You please talk to somebody else. So that's the requirement here. Anyway, so everything has some qualification. So here he's also giving that sadhanani, atra chatvari, katitani. And because the qualification required for this is different from the qualification required for karma, Shankaracharya has to say this. It is not enough to be married. Or marriage and all, is it relevant for Vedanta or not? If you say, yeah, it is relevant for Antakarana Shuddhi, it is relevant. But for Jnanam, it is not relevant. He is going to say all that because the list of Adhikaritvam, if you see, those social status and ashrama, varna and all don't play anywhere at all. Because it is knowledge based. It's knowledge based. And we also saw why it is knowledge based, because the problem is ignorance based. When a problem is caused by ignorance, there is only one solution for it. Knowledge only can remove that. And so that can only be the solution. All right. So we covered this mostly. And he's saying here that sannishta, yeshu satsu eva sannishta, yeshu satsu eva. Only when these four sadhanani, chatvari sadhanani, okay, sadhanani literally means. But here you can say, yeah, means for understanding this Vedanta, means qualifications. Only if these four things are there, sannishta bhavati. Sannishta means sat, sati nishta, sati brahmani. Sat means truth, satyam. So satye brahmani, nishta. Nishta means, hey, we are talking about knowledge. And so knowledge is meant for us to know. And either I know it or I don't know it. And so that is called nishta. That nishta is there, clarity. Once clarity is there, it's unshakable. It's unshakable. And so he says, Yeshu Satsu Eva Sannishta. When these things are there, then Brahmanishta is possible. Yada bhave na siddhyati. But if it is not there, he says it's not possible. Not possible. Na siddhyati. Ka na siddhyati. Sannishta na siddhyati. Sannishta na siddhyati. Not possible. That means what? This is an argument called Anvaya Vyatireka. Anvaya Vyatireka. In Sanskrit, we use this. Means what? If something is there, then this will happen. If A is there, B will happen. If A is not there, B will not happen. When fire is there, smoke is there. I don't know you can make the statement or not, because some fires, they don't issue any smoke at all also. Okay. So maybe that example is not good. Okay. So, but let's say if smoke is there. Fire is there, smoke is there. If smoke is not there, if fire is not there, smoke won't be there. A is co-presence, co-absence. They use some words in logic. So that logic Shankaracharya is using to make it very clear that this is not negotiable. Adhikaritvam is not negotiable. As in any other case, but in this case, it's going to be special. Because, this we are talking about knowledge. All right. So that is what it is. What I'm going to do now is give you the meaning of this shloka. Give you the meaning. Even though the meaning is written here, and I've been noticing that these meanings, may mislead us in some areas. So take this down. In this context, the four means for making one qualified for the knowledge. The four means for making one qualified for the knowledge are told by those who have an ascertained vision of the Shruti. Ascertained vision of the Shruti. Full stop. In their presence, Firmness of knowledge takes place in their presence. Firmness of knowledge takes place and in their absence. It does not take place. We read that. In this context, the four means for making one qualified for the knowledge are told by those who have an ascertained vision of the Shruti, full stop. In their presence, firmness of knowledge takes place, and in their absence, it does not take place. Next shloka.
Guruji, could you just say Vyathi, Anvaya Vyathi, Rekha, is it?
Correct.
Thank you.
Vyati Rekaha. Not Rekha, but Rekaha. Alpa Prana. आदौ नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः
आदौ नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः
परिगण्यते
परिगण्यते
इहामुत्र फलभोग
इहामुत्रफलभोग
विरागस्तदनन्तरम्
विरागस्तदनन्तरम्
शमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः
क्षमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः
मुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्
मुमुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्
आदौ नित्यानित्य
आदौ नित्यानित्या
वस्तुविवेकः परिगण्यते
वस्तुविवेक परिगण्यते
इहामुत्र फलभोग विरागस्तदनन्तरम्
इहामुत्रफलभोग विरागस्तदनन्तरम्
क्षमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः
क्षमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः
मुमुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्
मुमुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्
So he has now listed all the four. He said sadhanani atra chatvari. Chatvari means four, And so the four are listed here. What are the four? You may want to underline. Vivekaha. That is one in the first line. And then in the second line, you have viragaha. Third line, you have two. And the third one is what? Shamadhi Satka Sampattihi is the whole thing. That is the third qualification. And the fourth will be Mumukshutvam. So he's listing it and then he's going to explain each of that further in the succeeding shlokas. So the first is Vivekaha. And often the books translate this word as what? Discrimination. Discrimination. So we're not going to do that. We are going to call it discernment because we are a bit discriminating about the word discriminating. And so we will use the word discerning. Okay. Discern. That's also a nice word. Essentially knowing, seeing things clearly for what they are. It is called Viveka. And so there is a particular type of clarity that is needed here for this pursuit. And what is that? Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. Appreciating that whatever I have experienced in my life, whatever I have seen in my life, and whatever I'm going to experience in my life are all coming in the category of something called Anityam. Anityam. But what I'm seeking is not anityam. That is the only problem. If I was seeking anityam, it's okay. Anityam se anityam mil jayega. Anityam karma se anitya karma phalam mil jayega. Karma phalam will come and go away, disappear, vanish. And then I have to work again. I have to make it. I have to work again, make it. But I am not satisfied with this. Something tells me, you know, you have retired. You must be happy. We have a good job, family, this and that. Retired. Oh, the senior citizen homes are so expensive. Okay, so Ramuji is saying thumbs up. So many of you are saying thumbs up. Rakmuniji and all. So expensive means what? But are you happy or not? Yeah, I think I am happy. So I'm 70 years. Okay, this is not some young man. Okay, who has a lot of things to accomplish. And so when am I ever going to say I am done? Yes, काम हो गया. Aham krita krityaha. Whatever I've come for is complete. It's not, doesn't seem to be possible. And so there is some ache all the time. There is some inadequacy. Something is missing, something is missing, something is missing. Okay. And so, and if something is missing, if what I'm seeking is not anityam, and if I cannot find anityam anywhere in this universe, then that's why heaven is very attractive, because people have concluded you don't need to be very smart to figure out that everything is anityam. Then I want nityam. Where is nityam? Nityam is in heaven. God is waiting for me in heaven. As though God has nothing else to do, just wait for me, right? So, hey, the minute you say I'm going to heaven, hey, that going to heaven is no different than going to Bali or any other place, Alaska. And I'm not saying it, Shankara is not saying it. Shastram is saying it. Shastram says you will go to heaven. If you do good things, it takes a lot of cash. To go on a cruise, you need a lot of cash. And so, with a lot of punyam cash, you can go to other places also. Sargadi. And they give different levels also. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. And so, all these are possible. And we saw this Brahma Shatantare Epi sometime earlier, we saw it. And so, therefore, Atma, okay, Anityam, I can't get even if I go to heaven. And the going to heaven and all that is also in the same anityam category. Therefore, if all these things which are all anatma is anityam, then nityam is most likely atma. Most likely atma. That possibility I can encourage. I can begin to encourage that possibility. Because no object can give joy. That also I know. I know. How I know that? Hey, because just by looking at things, I know it. Looking at life, it doesn't take much. Because if any object were to give joy, then it should keep giving joy to everybody. That is also not like that. Even me, it gives joy means until now joy. And then today onwards, what happened? It doesn't give me joy at all. Why? I don't know. Because my stomach is upset. What has your stomach upset got to do with Rasagulla? I don't know. That's how things are. Everything is just complicated. Complicated. And so he's saying here, Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. Hey, that basic understanding. Person is not a jnani, he's a vikari only. So person has to, based on what the person has heard, okay, and what the person has studied from paperbacks and all that, person has an idea. There is something called Atma, and I have to. I've been ignoring it for a while, but that's where I should go to. Like that idea is there. Pariganyate. Pariganyate means it's counted, it's reckoned, it's called, it's recalled. We recall. Pariganyate. Shankara is saying, hey, I'm not saying it. Shastram is saying, Shanto, Danto, Bhutva, and all, everything, it comes in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and other Upanishads also. Okay, Viveka is very much talked about. Okay, there are Pariganyate. We recall from what the Shastram says. Okay, then he is talking about Viragaha. The second one is Viragaha. Tad Anantaram. Ado means in the beginning. In the beginning, Ado. In the beginning, Viveka is needed. Because without Viveka, whatever else qualification I have, I may be charitable, I may be courageous, I may be compassionate, this and that. But without Viveka, this compassion and all is not going to take me towards moksha. Because if I'm generous and compassionate, I'll get punyam, and punyam will give me swarga. Then Krishna will say, Kshine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. After the Punya is exhausted, because in Swargaloka I can't gain more karma. I can't get more Punyam, correct? Because Kartrutvam is not there. It is Bhoga Sharira. Therefore, it's a nice trap. It's a nice trap. I can only exhaust money. Like if you go to Alaska, what will you do? You can only spend money. You can't say, I'm going to get a job in Alaska. You can't do that. Even though you can work, you have to come back home to work. Krishna says you'll have to come back home. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. So Adav Viveka. In the beginning, this Viveka has to be there. Then all the others will follow and will build, will strengthen. And what is that? Tad anantaram. After that, tasya anantaram, Vivekasya anantaram, viragaha pariganyate. Viragaha. Vikataha ragaha yasmat. Means raga. Raga. Raga here means not music raga, but this like, raga dvesha raga. So this like and dislike is there. And the stronger somebody's likes and dislike, the more they are a victim of whatever they like, whatever they dislike. You know that. And so, viraga, to a large extent, that person must be relatively unaffected by likes and dislikes. That is what is viraga. And Shankaracharya is saying, is almost defining viraga, almost defining. Because next two slokas from now, he's going to talk about vairagyam. But here is introducing the idea. Iha amutra phala bhoga viragaha. Viragaha, dispassion. Dispassion means I neither have a strong like nor a strong dislike. Or if I have a like and dislike, I can deal with the like and dislike. Non-binding. Because I have prasada buddhi. So it's non-binding. And so, what viraga have to what? Bhoga. Bhoga viraga. Bhoga, enjoyment. Experience. Dispassion towards experiences. Life is all from the moment we wake up till the moment we sleep. It is all experience, experience, experience. Then during sleep also experience only. And so, the human being is just primed for experiencing. This guy is a experience hunter. Experience hunter from morning to evening. How can I get better and better experiences? Okay, so this kind of a life a human being really can't be satisfied with. Finally, at the end of the day, what did I achieve? They will ask. Is this a way to lead a life? Simply eating and sleeping? Like that, many people will quickly agree that that's not good. And so, bhoga viragaha, he says, a dispassion towards experiences. What kind of bhogas? Phala bhoga. Phala bhoga. Phalam. Bhoga is always a phalam. I must do something to experience something. Without doing something, I don't get anything. And so, this is called phala bhoga. And this kind of results and experience, where do I get? Iha. Iha. Iha means where I'm living right now, in this earth, bhuloke. Iha means bhuloke, atre eva. And what is this? He's saying Iha as though some other place is there. Yeah, some other place is also there. And that is called what? Amutra. 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 Amutra is a technical word in our Shastram. It means over there, over there, over there. A quiz, quiz. Amutra means what? Okay, what do you think Amutra will be? Over there doesn't mean in-laws house, outlaws house and all, not that kind of thing. Over there means Swarge, Swargaha, heaven. Or Swarga, we live with our own word, Swargaha. Swargeva, Bhulokeva. That means what? This is a very bold statement. He is saying, hey, I can't get this eternal happiness in this earth. Therefore, and the Shastram says, all these other worlds it is talking about. Therefore, I have to get ready, book my ticket to go to Sarga, whatever it is, which is why religion sells. Religion sells like anything because of this only. Because people are smart enough to figure out this earth is so. But you ask them, why did God put you on this earth? He's a sadist or what? He wants to see you suffer first, and then he will take you to heaven. Hey, these questions, if you start asking, you won't get answers, proper answers. So, but Chakra here is saying that Viveki, because the Viveki knows everything is Anityam, going to any place is Anityam, including going to Swarga. Swarga I can enjoy and come back to earth. But that is also Anityam. And therefore, he is saying, Iha amutra phalabhoga. Iha cha amutra cha. Either here or any other place. Any other place. Heaven. Heaven means out of sight, That's why heaven. So once you include heaven and earth, then all places included. Definitely nobody wants to go to hell. So he doesn't need to talk about hell. Okay. So iha amutra phala bhoga viraga. So there is dispassion. Dispassion means what? It is born of knowledge, proper understanding. Limitation. Viraga means what? Understanding the limitation. That is the definition of viraga. Because dispassion and all, it has the word passion in it. Then I must be dispassionate. Means what? I must walk away from all these things. Some ideas may come. No walking away from anything. We can't really walk away from anything. Can a human being walk away from anything? Please tell me. Not possible. Not possible. This family and all is too much. And that guy goes to Rishikesh. And after 2 weeks, they don't know what to do. What will they do in Rishikesh? Please tell me. And Swamiji says, you see a lot of people roaming around. These are the kinds of people who are roaming around. All romantic Rishikesh and all that. And then you go there and then nothing is there to do. It's cold also. It's very cold also. So that is what will happen. So no running away. That's why I find Vedanta to be the most practical. It makes us normal people. It makes us understand who we are, what the whole life is all about, and then do what is to be done. And it also talks about moksha, not as running away to some place, no running away at all. I think we are the only people who accept heaven, but who also know heaven is anityam. I don't think anybody else talks about anityam. Now, Buddhism and all may talk about anityam also, and they also do. They accept heaven too, but they talk about so many lives, 7 lives and all that, then tree of leaves and all they talk about. Then after so many janmas, after exhausting so much karma, then I will get nirvana. Like that they talk about. But they don't emphasize heaven that much, to my knowledge. Anyway, viragaha tadanantaram. Next, he's going to talk about what? Shamadhi Shakka Sampattihi. Shamadhi Shakka Sampattihi. He's saying this is Sampatti. 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 Sampatti means wealth. This is wealth. What kind of wealth? Shakka Sampattihi. Sixfold. Sixfold wealth. Okay. It has 6 things. Beginning with the word Shama. Shama. And of course, he's going to explain all that, all those 6 ones later. So we will leave it for the next shloka. And all that comes from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Shanto, Dhanto, Paratastitikshu, etc. We'll see that in the next shloka. So that's basically something like emotional maturity. Shama means what? Indriya Nigraha. Hey, the sense organs are meant for me. They are meant to lead me to the right places. Okay? Sadashvaha, our Yamadharma Raja says that in Kathopanishad. Sadashvaha, they are meant to help me. They are not meant to victimize me or waylay me, take away to places where I'm lost, not meant to be. So make sure you use the sense organs and don't get carried away by them. They can't carry me away, really speaking, but you don't take your sense organs to places where you don't need, it's not helpful at all for you. That is the meaning here. So those qualifications are all called sixfold wealth, if at all you want to translate it, beginning with Shama. That's the way it is. All right. And then the last one is what? Mumukshutvam. It is putam. It is putam. Okay, mumukshutvam. Mokshaha. Mokshaha. Then desire for moksha is called mumuksha. Mumuksha. A person who is desirous of moksha is called, or who has a desire for moksha is called a mumukshu. And so that attribute of a mumukshu is called mumukshutvam. It can be mumuksha also, same word. Mumukshutvam is same as mumuksha. Means a desire for moksha, the intense desire for moksha is there. Why should there be intense desire for moksha? Life is good. I said no, LG, life is good. Life is good. So moksha doesn't play at all when life is good. There's no need for any moksha now. That means life is good means avichara siddhi. It means I have not inquired enough into life. Okay, things are working in my favor. That's good. Life is good is a great thing. That means some punyam is working in my favor. That's why life is good. But it shouldn't stop me from thinking. And so let life be good. When life is good, think about all these things, right? When life is not good, how can I think about all this, right? Not possible. Not possible. When things are not going my way, things are going up and down, and nothing is working out. When people say, it's sad because when things need, there can be any time when things need not work out. A bad time can be there for anybody at any time. And so when things are looking good, that is when we need to ask, what is this moksha? And so, mumukshutvam iti sputam. Sputam. Sputam means clear, clear. Sputam pariganyate. Clearly known, clearly taught by our rishis. Okay, it's very clear. There is no vagueness in this matter. This is pretty clear. That's what Shankara is saying. All right, let's translate this. The four means for making one qualified. The four means for making one qualified is thus clearly reckoned. Is thus clearly reckoned. Reckon, reckoned. First, okay, you can put a colon or a dash hyphen. First, the discerning understanding or just first the discernment between, discernment is better. The discernment between what is eternal and what is time bound. What is eternal and what is time bound? Semicolon. Discernment means what? Clear understand. That's what it is. Discernment between what is eternal and what is time bound. Semicolon. Then the absence of longing for, then the absence of longing for enjoyment of pleasures. Enjoyment of pleasures. Here and hereafter. Enjoyment of pleasures here and hereafter. Semicolon. Then the sixfold qualifications like Shama. Or sixfold qualification beginning with Shama. Also you can say. Both are same. Like Shama. Beginning with Shama. Kama. And the longing for moksha. Okay. The four means for making one qualified is thus clearly reckoned. First, the the discernment between what is eternal and what is time bound, semicolon. Then the absence of longing for enjoyment of pleasures here and hereafter. Then the sixfold qualifications like Shama, Kama, and the longing for moksha. Okay. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Ram Narayan.
Sorry, Guruji.
Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya.
Brahma Satyam Jagam Mithya.
Ityevam Rupo Vinischayah.
Ittevam Ropo Vinischayah.
Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu.
Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu.
Vivekah Samutahritah.
Vivekastamrutataha.
Vivekah Samudahritah.
Vivekasamutahstrataha.
Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya.
Brahma Satyam Jagam Mithya.
Ityevam Rupo Vinischayah.
Itveham Ropo Nischayah.
Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu.
Soyam Nitya Nitya Vastu.
Vivekah Samudahritah.
Vivekasamudahkradaha.
Yeah. So the word to underline in this shloka is Vivekaha. Is explaining what Vivekaha is in this shloka. Vivekaha Samudahkritaha. Viveka is defined, exemplified, characterized in the following manner. That's what he's saying. Okay. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya iti evam rupaha vinischayah. Saha ayam nitya anitya vastu vivekaha samudahkritaha. So nitya anitya vastu, again he's bringing the same phrase from the previous shloka. Nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. Indicating that this idea of anityatvam This appreciation of impermanence is such an important thing. And then not simply saying the world is impermanent and running away from the world. Okay. Or not simply saying that this world is impermanent, nobody can ever be happy. Okay. Many philosophies are there. Okay. And running away. That possibility is always there. And so, in order to say, hey, world is eternal, non-eternal, correct. World is temporary, correct. Everything is correct. But now there's nothing, this guy has nothing to fall back on. Because doesn't know anything. Satyam is not known. There is such a thing called Satyam is not clear. At least if they were born in a Vedic society and have been in touch with the Vedas, then the person, even a child, will know Nitya Vastu. Brahma Satyam. Child will know. Child also will know. Okay. Classical music songs are there. Yeah, somehow or the other we will end up knowing. But otherwise, all philosophies will come. And things like the world is a source of sorrow. Idam jagat dukkhatmakam. World is a source of sorrow. The truth is, the world is neither a source of sorrow, neither it is a source of happiness also. That is the truth. But this guy runs away saying world is a source of sorrow, and that becomes his philosophy. And these people start ashrams also sometimes. World is a source of sorrow. You can only manage the sorrow, which is true, You can only manage the sorrow. What they're saying is not totally wrong. At least some 90% truth is there. But finally, you scratch the surface, you'll find that Satyam is not there in what they say. So here, in order to make you not run away like this and saying that the world is source of sorrow and all, hey, world is world. The world is jadam. It is achetana. How can an achetanam thing give me sorrow or happiness? We should ask the question at least. We should ask the question. And so that joy is I am the source of joy. That is finally what the Shastram is trying to drive us towards. And so he's saying, yeah, there is a source which is Satyam, which is eternal, Satyam, truth. Sometimes we use the word truth also, permanent, okay, Nityam, okay, that Satyam does exist. And you don't have to run away anywhere. You don't have to run to Rishikesh and all to find that Satyam. In fact, Rishikesh, you won't find Satyam. You'll find only cold. Okay, nice cold in the morning. If you like, you can go to Rishikesh. And otherwise, this guy will be thinking, what happened? I'm missing all my air conditioner and not air conditioner, heater and that. Oh, bah, now I appreciate Chennai, he will say. Now he has to go to Rishikesh to appreciate Chennai. See how God is great, I think. I have to I have to give it to God. You have to go all the way. So Chennai is a great place. Finally, he said Chennai is a great place. So he says Brahma Satyam. There is something called Satyam. I'll tell you later what this Satyam is. Okay. But Brahma Satyam is there. Jagat Mithya. You say Jagat is a Dukkhatmakam Jagat. Jagat is source of sorrow. Don't go that far. Sorrow and happiness and all. I'll talk to you later about that. But Jagan Mithya. Better appreciate that there are two things called Satyam and Mithya. Okay? Now only is introducing such an important word in Vedanta called Mithya. He's saying there are things that change and things that don't change. Okay? In fact, everything you know is changing. Okay, even galaxies are changing, even space is expanding, everything is changing. Okay, that I think science also has figured out. Okay, and you're also slowly figuring out that everything is changing. That changing stuff, okay, has an essence to it. The changing stuff has to depend on something that is not changing. If you say something is changing, then I will say, what is it underneath the changing thing? Like if you say wave is there, wave comes and goes, comes and disappears and changes, big, becomes small, etc. Yeah, wave is mithya, wave is anityam, agreed. But is there something that is nityam? Yeah, the Nityam water has to be there for the wave to exist. Wave has to thank water for its existence. Exactly like our friend here. Okay, perfect time to bring the pot. Okay, and the pot is upset. Pot is upset because this pot is saying, I'm a useless pot. They made a pot. He doesn't even fill water inside the pot. At least water he should fill, correct? These days they have tea also in pot. In the railway stations, they give a pot and then you put tea in it and drink. So at least that way I can be of service to people. But this pot is saying, no, this pot. I don't have any job satisfaction. No job satisfaction. What are you talking about? No, I'm sitting in the corner of the table constantly. And once in a few days he comes to class and then he shows the pot. Every class, at least if he shows, I will be look forward to the class. No. And occasionally only he brings this pot. He's supposed to be a Vedanta teacher. And I thought pots are very important in Vedanta classes. But no, only once in a while. When Shankaracharya says, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, he pulls me out. And then he keeps it aside and then he walks away. That's it, over. My claim to fame is gone. That's what this guy is sad about. And so this fellow has to be told, look, look, this is all this idea about being this, being that, being famous, not being famous, etc., being useful, being useless, and all. Let's keep it aside for us for a while, okay? You are saying, I'm a small pot. Look at that pot there. They are drinking water. They're pouring water and drinking. It has a tap also at the bottom. And so how beautiful that pot is. Hey, see, just, just hang on, wait, hang on, hang on. Everybody is different. Everybody has function is different. Your function is different. That person's function is different. Okay. So don't just suppose there is a car. The car, a lot of parts are there. And the wheel is rotating, constantly rotating. The steering wheel is also rotating this way and that way. The engine, of course, there is fire inside the engine. There are flames. There is hot. The engine is hot. The diesel and petrol is burning inside the engine. So something is burning. There are sparks here and there. There is an internal combustion engine that's operating and converting this movement into circular movement, and the car is moving. And there is a nut. There's a nut on the engine, and the nut says, look, all these people are so busy doing so many things. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm simply sitting like a nut. Sitting like a nut also. The nut is sitting like a nut. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. Nobody wants to be a nut. So I have to do something. So what will I do? I also want to rotate like the wheel, like the steering wheel or any other tire also I want to. So the nut starts rotating like this. The nut has to be told, hey, nutcase, until now you're okay. Now you're really behaving like a nutcase. You have a job to do, my dear friend, and you do the job. Okay. And let me tell you, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. This wheel, the tire also is Mithya. You're also Mithya, correct? But Satyam is there. The tire doesn't know the tire is the essence of the tire is Satyam. And this nut, your essence also is Brahma Satyam. Like the water is told that, the wave is told that the water is Satyam. Ocean is also Satyam. Ocean is also, essence of ocean is also water, which is Satyam. Essence of you, the small wave, the puny little wave, that also is water, Satyam. And the pot has to be told, look, you are essentially clay to begin with. Clay is your essence. Don't forget the clay. The permanent clay. Clay was there before, clay is there now, and even after the pot is gone, clay has to remain. Why? Because clay is Satyam. It will remain. It will remain forever. And that is you. You're not the pot. You're not the form pot. That form pot is called Mithya. Shankaracharya is introducing the word mithya. Mithya, pot exists or not? Yeah, pot does exist. We don't deny that pot exists. But pot's existence depends on clay for its existence. Pot borrows its existence from clay. That is the crucial thing that we have to follow. That's what when we say Brahma Satyam, that existence comes from Brahma. It doesn't come from any other object. Pot does not exist independent of clay. That is it. Vidya doesn't exist independent of Brahma, Satyam. That is what we are going to study. That is Vedanta. And so Shankaracharya introduced that Vedanta by using these words Brahma, Satyam, and Mithya. Brahma and Jagat, there are only two things in this world, Atma and Anatma. Brahma and Jagat. And Brahma is Satyam, Jagat is Mithya. Mithya is not delusion, Mithya is not illusion, Mithya is not imagination. If somebody says pot is delusion, somebody's come, you say pot is delusion, you just take this pot and then bang it on his head. And then he's shocked. And then he said, what are you doing? That's illusion hitting. Illusory pot is hitting a illusory head. What's your problem? It won't be a problem, right? You can't say that and get away. And you won't get away. So all these ideas, this pot is illusion, world is illusion, world is... And then Maya also, they introduced the word. Maya. This is the only time they use the word Maya. Maya, illusion. Who said Maya is illusion? Avichara Siddhihi. Same thing, I go back. All just heard some words here and there, and then keep them in the head, and then safeguard that garbage that we have, and then we just yell it out whenever there is a chance. All garbage it is. And so Shastram says, hey, Shankara is saying, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Jagan is not Maya. Jagan is Mithya. Maya will talk about. There is a role for Maya also in all these things. Iti evam rupaha vinischaya. So Viveka means what? Hey, that clarity must be there. There is something called Satyam. I don't know all the details. There is something called Satyam, Brahma Satyam, Brahma Mokkate Para Brahma Mokkate. This famous song is there. How can he miss out on all these songs? Brahma Mokkate. There is only one Brahma, he says. Annamacharya. Only one Brahma. That means what? He doesn't even agree that Jagat is there. That kind of statements people make. Our Acharyas have made. Mandukya is there. Mandukya says there is no Jagat, really speaking. Only Brahman is there. Because you look at the ocean, there is only water, really speaking. Everything else is name and form. You give the words ocean, wave, tsunami, droplet, this, drop, spray. All these words you give, they're all words. Okay, they have some meaning is there. But meaning depends on water for its existence. That entity depends on water for its existence. When water is given, then all hangama happens. But water can't be forgotten there. Like that here also. Iti evam rupaha vinischaya. That clarity is there. That there is something called Brahma, which is distinct from Jagat. I don't know what exactly the distinction is, but at least I know this much. Vinischaya. Saha ayam nitya anitya vastu vivekaha samudahkritaha. Saha. Saha. That nischaya, that clarity, ayam is what is called ayam vivekaha. This vivekaha refers to that clarity, also called as nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. Because Brahma is nityam and Jagat is mithya, which is anityam. Jagat anityam, even that boy who ran away to Rishikesh knows. And so we don't need to be big geniuses to figure that out. Okay. And so therefore, Swamiji says, either I seek the eternal or I will be an eternal seeker. Either I seek the eternal or I will be an eternal seeker. Correct? I hope you followed that. And so, this Viveka is a very important word in our Vedanta. And which, the dhatu is called which dhatu, which means this one, pratak bhave. Pratak bhave means in the sense of separating. That which has to be used in the sense of separating. So the verb in Sanskrit, which means to separate, is called vinakti. Which vinakti. And when I say vinakti, something should ring a bell. And you should say that in Kathopanishad, we studied a shloka called Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyametaha Tau Samparitya Vivinakti Dhiraha. Yama tells Nachiketa, that young boy, early on, while he starts his teaching, he says, Hey, Nachiketa, look, you are very intelligent and you are asking me that which is a question which nobody has asked me like this before. Tell me that which is beyond dharma and adharma, anyatra dharma. Now let me start teaching you. You already know a lot. I don't have to tell you, but I have to give you some words because that's the words the Shastram uses. And what are those words I'm going to give you? Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyametaha. Hey, there are two pathways. There are two lifestyles. One is called prayas and the other is called shreyas. Like that he says. What is prayas? Hey, there is just another word for dharmartha kama. Dharmartha kama focused life is called prayo margaha or prayas lifestyle. And then moksha focused lifestyle is called shreyo margaha. Shreyas lifestyle, like that he says. Tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha, he says. Dhiraha means what? One who uses the buddhi, dhyam rati iti dhiraha. One who uses the buddhi that is given to him, her, that person is a dhiraha. So dhiraha, what does it do? Tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha. That person begins to see clearly the big wall that is there between dharmartha and kama and moksha. Vivinakti. There he uses the word Vivinakti. Same word, which gives all this Viveka is also born of that same dhatu. Okay? So, some of Sanskrit, those who are not used to Sanskrit, you can look at it this way. Hey, this kind of free talk on Sanskrit and beauty of Sanskrit, who will give you? Tell me. Just for short time. You have to attend, you have to register for a course that will last 1 hour course, Beauty of Sanskrit. I don't know if you will have patience for 1 hour and all that. But periodically, just 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So that free lecture, sometimes you can get here also. But so here, that's the basic idea. And so here, this person is not a jnani. He's a viveki. Person knows enough to say, yeah, I need to study this some more. I need to go somewhere and study this. And so that much clarity is there. That is called Vivekaha. So let's see the translation of the shloka. Iti evam rupaha, no. That type of, that is, iti evam rupaha means Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya iti. That there is something called Satyam, which our Shastram refers to as Brahma. And Jagat is, of course, there, the world of which I am part also. And Jagat is Mithya. Iti evam rupaha vinishchayaha. That kind of understanding, that kind of, maybe not complete clarity, but there is such a thing as that. And so, thanks to all the paperbacks I've read and the songs I've heard, this I'm clear about. Vinishchayaha, like that he's saying. Okay, translating this, ascertainment in this form, that Brahman is eternal and the world is time bound, and the world is time bound, is presented as discernment between Nitya and Anitya. Discernment between or discernment of Nityam and Anityam. Okay. Let me read that. Ascertainment in this form that Brahman is eternal and the world is time bound is presented as discernment with respect to Nityam and Anityam. Discernment of Nityam and Anityam. Good. Next. Tadvairagyam jihasa
Tadvairagyam jihasa
yadarshana shravanadibihi
yadarshana shravanadibhihi yadarshana shravanadibhihi
dehadi brahma paryante
dehadi brahma paryante
nitye bhoga vastuni
janitye bhoga vastuni
tadvairagyam jihasaya
tadvairagyam jihasaya
darshana shravanadibihi
darshana shravanadibhihi
dehadi brahma paryante
dehadi brahma paryante
nitye bhoga vastuni.
janitye bhoga vastuni.
Good.
Guruji, in our PDF, it gives Paryantam. Is it the same as Paryante?
I don't know. My thing says Paryante only. The PDF
Paryante
that,
only. Paryante only.
so you may not be looking at the same PDF. Says here Grehadi Brahma Paryante. Paryantam also is okay. Is grammatically also it's okay, and meaning wise also it will be the same. It's all right. We can leave it like that. All right. So here the word to underline is what? Vairagyam. The second one he listed in 2 shlokas ago. Vairagyam has come up here. That dispassion we mentioned earlier. Not being carried away by things. Likes and dislikes, everybody will have. There is no human being who does not have likes and dislikes. How do we know that? Sri Krishna himself says that. Indriyasya indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavastitau. So it is there. Raga and Dvesha is there. So there are some people who come and teach. You know what they say? You have to kill your likes and dislikes. This is all not, our Shastra doesn't talk like that at all. This is not correct. Okay. So, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Swarupini is there on one side. And then on the other side, we say kill Ichha. How you can kill Ichha? Please tell me. Swarupini is there. Devi is sitting right here. And then you want to kill Devi. Is it not possible? It's not possible. It's not needed also. That is Vedanta. So kill your desire. Ichha ko nash karo. Hey, ichha ko nash karo means don't take it literally. Don't be carried away by likes and dislikes. It's going to be there with everybody. That is the meaning of the whole thing. And so here, tad vairagyam jihasa. Interesting word he's using. Ya darshana shravanadibihi. Jihasa. Ha. Oha tyage. Again, Sanskrit. You all should know a little bit of Sanskrit. And after all, we're all from this bhumi, which gave birth to Sanskrit. Ha is tyage in the sense of giving up. It's called ha. The dhatu ha is there. And so, just like you have jijnasa, mumuksha, all these words are there. You know, desire for moksha is called mumuksha. Desire for knowledge is is called jignasa. Desire for giving up is called jihasa. Because ha is tyage, the sense of giving up. Desire for giving up. Means what? Desire for giving up doesn't mean literally you throw something away. It means what? That thing does not have the power to attract you. That is the meaning of jihasa. Okay? So sometimes in Vairagyam, they call it Jihasa Vairagyam. How many of you have heard Jihasa Vairagyam? So, yeah, some of you have heard it. So, Jihasa Vairagyam means it is like Smashana Vairagyam. How many of you have heard of Smashana Vairagyam? Yeah, many of you have heard. Smashana means this so-called, this one, cemetery, where we burn dead bodies. And when somebody goes there, Vairagyam will come. Because the body is going to die, and today I am burning a body, but somebody else is going to burn my body sometime later. So it is a very stark reminder of this anityatvam, stark reminder. And we may walk through a cemetery or a burial ground. I think we should pause near a burial ground. Really, we should spend a few seconds extra instead of running away from this cemetery saying, oh, this is all Ashaucham and all. Hey, Ashaucham part is there, leave it aside. But does it teach me something or not as Vedanta students? And so that Jihasa, this is what this guy suddenly gets, there is a surge of Vairagyam. That is called Jihasa Vairagyam. Surge, there's a surge. My God, life is all impermanent, yeah. Huh? Life is very impermanent, right? Tomorrow is booked a ticket for going to a nice movie. So now is the time to talk about all Vairagyam and all that. Because tomorrow there is no chance of talking about Vairagyam. Okay? Because all group, everybody going, they're going to have fun. So now better talk about it. Life is impermanent, yeah. And then sometimes they take serious steps also. And then running away and then throwing away things, all these things. This is called Jihasa Vairagyam. Impractical and impulsive Vairagyam is called Jihasa Vairagyam. But here Chakra is not referring to that. Chakra is not referring to that. He is using Jihasa as a synonym for Vairagyam. Okay? Synonym for Vairagyam because the meaning of Jihasa is a desire to give up. Desire to give up what? Give up my wrong ideas about Dharma, Artha and Kama. They're all, I've been so passionately holding on to them. I worked so hard to build a family. I worked so hard to build a reputation. I worked so hard in my job to get all my retirement benefits. All these things I work hard. Yeah, you had to do it. That's your duty, all right. But it doesn't mean they are forever. Nothing is forever. And these are also required for, that's a duty. You have been given a body and a mind. And so to do what? To take care of all these things. That's why you had to do it. But that doesn't mean they are permanent. That doesn't mean you're going to go along with them. You came along with nothing and you're going to go along with nothing. That's a fact. That's a stark fact. So how can I lead my life with a stark fact in front of my eyes? Yeah. Then I can develop this Vairagyam. Vairagyam is essential. These are qualifications for Vedanta, right? And so, this is one of the qualifications he says. And, and he says, yeah, it's 7:30 here. So, yeah, that Darshana Shravana Dibihi. How did I come to know about it? Darshana. Just by seeing, living, and then watching things, I come to know that Vairagyam is important. Otherwise, I can get carried away, and getting carried away is of no use to anybody. Okay, I suffer afterwards. And then Shravana. Shravana means what? Shastram also says it. All Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all you hear, it highlights all these values of Tyaga. Rama's Tyaga, nobody can match. So that kind of Tyaga is there. What a Viragi Rama must be. So Shravanam is there. Adi, etc. Any other way, maybe paperbacks I read somewhere. Some discussion with good friends. Maybe I had some good friends and they made me think. And so some inferences also I can draw. Like that, Shankara is going to say. We will continue this discussion in the next class. And then Dehadi Brahma Paryante hi Anitya Bhogavastuni. Look into all that. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Sriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ